Hello, hello, and welcome back to another edition of What's New in Social. It's been a while since I've done a full on recap of everything that's been going on in the social media marketing world. So, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's hop in with TikTok. So, a big piece of news that came out of TikTok recently over the past couple months is that finally, UMG, Universal Music Group, and TikTok have come to an agreement. If you recall, if you've been watching or listening to these episodes for a while back, UMG pulled their entire catalog of music from TikTok's audio platform. And UMG is home to people like Lana Del Rey, Taylor Swift, some of the biggest artists in the world. So, what this did is it resulted in a lot of creators' TikTok videos being silenced. It took a few months, but they came to an agreement and they put out a joint press statement saying the Universal Music Group, the world leader in music based entertainment, and TikTok have announced a new multi dimensional licensing agreement that will deliver significant industry leading benefits for UMG's global family of artists. They go on to just say that this is a strategic collaboration. It's built on a shared commitment to help UMG's artists and songwriters achieve their creative and commercial potential. And in addition, TikTok and UMG will work together to ensure AI development across the music industry will protect human artistry and the economics that flow to these artists and songwriters. I know that was a big concern for artists and for UMG was the AI piece. So it seems like they've come to agreement on that. And yay, you can use your trending audio again. With that said, I wrote an article about this and I still believe it. We've got to control what we can control on these social media apps, and third party music really is not all that controllable. So I still would be careful if you are going to announce your biggest launch ever, or if you are, going to make a huge piece of pillar brand content. Maybe stick to original audio. It's also going to help with just brand recognition and carving out your own path, but you do you. Now, another thing that we are all watching very closely, I'm sure, is the TikTok ban or the forced sale of TikTok. It passed in the House, it passed in the Senate. President Biden signed the bill, and now we are at the point where TikTok is challenging this potential forced sale. Now, remember, we've got 9 months or so before this even will take effect, so there's no need to panic immediately, but TikTok is not going to go down without a fight. It sounds like we'll hear some news about the future of TikTok sooner than that 9 months, but still, we've got a while to wait. There is a set of arguments set for September 2024. So we'll be talking about it sooner rather than later. According to CBS, a U.S. appeals court on Tuesday fast tracked oral arguments in a challenge to a law that could lead to a ban on the widely popular social media app TikTok. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit set oral arguments over the measure for some time in September, amid time pressure for the app to be sold by its China based owner within a year. So, since the last time that we talked about this, TikTok and its parent company ByteDance filed a lawsuit against the Justice Department over the law, which was signed by President Biden, as we talked about. And a group of prominent TikTok users have also filed a lawsuit earlier this month. So it's not just TikTok itself, it's TikTok creators who are like, hold on, this issue is not going away anytime soon. I mentioned that. I don't think we're going to have answers, anytime soon at all, but we will keep watching it and let's chat about it in September, unless any other big news breaks in between now and then. Now, on the creator side, TikTok is launching what they call TikTok Studio, which is a new management platform for creators. So, this is pretty cool. It's like a comprehensive creation and management platform. It's currently in beta on the Google Play Store for Android users in select regions. And it'll be on Apple soon, according to this article from House of Marketers. So they've got some screenshots in this article, which is cool. It looks like, you've got your analytics, you've got projects, which is pretty cool. I don't really know what that's all about. Maybe if you have different brand deals or different buckets of content or something like that. The key features that TikTok Studio is going to include are as follows: auto caption, photo editor, auto cut, centralized management, comprehensive analytics, monetization programs, privacy settings, and community management tools. So you'll be able to filter and search comments and foster a positive community. So this is really for the professional TikToker, whether you are a business owner, whether you are a full-time TikTok content creator. you've kind of got everything all in one spot. So it looks pretty cool, especially the auto caption. We all know, like, if you create short form content, that it is a must. And I think most of us at this point are using CapCut, which is a ByteDance product. It's TikTok's, sister or brother essentially, but it'll be nice to have it all in one place on TikTok. So this will be cool to see it to start to roll out. Another thing that's rolling out on TikTok are these 60-minute video uploads. Who is uploading 60-minute uploads to TikTok? I really want to know. Please, seriously, if you are stumbling across any creators who are doing this, and most importantly, doing it successfully, like actually getting engagement and, doing it well, please let me know. Please drop a comment on YouTube if you're watching. But yeah, TikTok is testing the ability for users to upload 60-minute videos, and it's limited right now to a group of users in select markets. TikTok says that while creators can weave multi-part stories together by telling viewers to go to part 2 or more of a story, it often hears from creators who want more time for things like cooking demos, beauty tutorials, educational lesson plans, comedic sketches, and more. It makes sense. If you are building a community on TikTok, it's like a relationship. At a certain point, coffee dates are cute and fun, but like you want to have dinner, you want to, go on a trip together. And I think that is exactly what TikTok is trying to tap into. I also think this timing is kind of curious, right? I think they are trying to, understandably so, reel in their creators to get them to become a little bit more dependent on the app as this ban is being threatened or this forced sale is being threatened, because if they don't create a platform for their creators to continue that relationship with their audience and they lose them all to YouTube, well, people aren't going to care that much if TikTok goes away. Let me know what you think. Would you watch a 60-minute TikTok? Have you? Like I said, do you know any creators who are trying this? I'm very curious about it all. I am very curious. I wonder if they're going to do like a TikTok TV app, because that's my thing. I can't watch 60 minutes on my phone. No way. I could maybe do it on my TV or something like that. Okay, so there's some big meta news regarding artificial intelligence, but every time I talk about it here on YouTube, I'm going to be honest, the platform doesn't love it. So we're going to talk about this a little bit more in depth over on my Instagram. Be sure to follow me over there at the Latasha James. I'll post a little recap of what's going on with Meta and AI over there. I don't know if Instagram's going to like that either, but we're going to give it a try. We've got so much Instagram stuff to talk about anyway, so let's spend our time doing that. According to Social Media Today, they are on it with the Instagram news. So a lot of my sources point back to them actually. Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, he did a Q&A session on Instagram recently. I do love that he does this. He does this quite often where he'll respond to users' questions and be very transparent. I think it's really helpful that he's doing that. Somebody asked about how to expand reach in the app. I think it's something that pretty universally Instagram creators are struggling with. I'm struggling with it. Are you struggling with it? Let me know in the comments down below. Adam Mosseri said, more important than watch time or like and comment counts is send rates. Generally, I think the rate is more important than the count. So the number of sends per reach, the number of likes per reach, the number of comments per reach, but sends per reach correlate more in my experience with overall reach than anything else, because we're looking to help people discover content they want to connect with friends over. And so sends is a great proxy for that sort of connection over creativity. So basically what he is saying is make shareable content. Make content that your friends want to send to their friends and that they want to watch and that their friends want to watch and everybody wants to watch it, okay? Make shareable content. Everybody probably knew, right? That's helpful. It's helpful to just expand the pool of your audience, but he is kind of coming out right and saying that very quite explicitly that is a very important factor. Just something to think about when you're creating your posts, Maybe we don't need to focus on long videos, which is actually the next story. According to Instagram's content team, posting reels longer than 90 seconds can actually hurt your reach in the app. So we're seeing the Clock app lengthen time limits for their short form vertical video. We're seeing Instagram do the same thing. But Instagram's content team is coming right out with it and saying, just because you can doesn't mean that you should. Actually, those 90-second reels, maybe hurting your performance. Couple this with what Adam Mosseri said about shareable reels, and just keep that in mind. If you need 90 seconds to say what you got to say, I'm a big believer in doing that. Do what is going to make people share it, what's going to make people watch it and consume it, but don't post 90 seconds just because you can. He is very much saying that. And there are quite a slew of new Instagram features that are either just released or being tested. So let's talk about one of them, which is really interesting to me. It's a mute button for everyone other than your close friends. So this is being heralded by The Verge, at least, as an anti-harassment tool for creators. It's been expanded to, quote, give teens more ways to manage bullying. I don't know if it's only for teens. I think it's for anybody. Anybody can use this. But essentially, you can hide DMs and comments from accounts that may be harassing you. Now, instead of just hiding content from recent followers or people who don't follow you, Instagram will mute incoming messages from everyone except the users on your close friends list. Interesting. So basically, you'll see DMs, tags, and mentions from people on your list, but users not on your close friends list can still interact with your posts. You just won't see these updates. The accounts also won't know that you've hidden their content, and you can choose to view or ignore the limited comments and DMs. So it's kind of like that other folder, in your DMs, the one that like I am terrible about checking. That's usually where kind of like a lot of spam comes in, but sometimes unfortunately, like real people get lost in that mix too. So it sounds like it's basically a way of categorizing your inbox. So you've got your close friends, you've got your not close friends, and you can choose whether or not you want to view that content. I think this is good. I like it. I mean, I think some people aren't going to enjoy it. Some people are going to say it's limiting access to creators or to people like that. But I think you've got to protect your peace on these platforms. And you know, I'm lucky, knock on wood, I don't get a ton of like harassing messages, but I know people who do, and I really feel for them. Some other tests, we'll go through these really quickly. There is a recent stories highlight test, which is an interesting one. So you've got your pinned stories, your stories highlights at the top of your feed. Well, there's an example that someone shared of a lately stories. Your stories are automatically shared to this lately highlight and removed after 7 days. Now, it looks like you have the option to turn it on or not, but basically, it's extending the life of your stories. As you may know, Instagram stories last for 24 hours before they expire, and then you can choose if you want to pin them to a particular highlight. But if you don't, they just disappear. Well, if you don't want to put them in either of those places, I guess this will go into your lately tab. I think it's unnecessary. What do you think? I don't know. Like, if you wanted to live on your profile, just post it as a reel or something, right? I don't know. And then another test are notes on feed posts and reels. So you can add a note for your friends to see, and they can reply to you directly with a message. The notes disappear after 3 days. Does anyone understand this? Because I don't. It says, based on the success of notes with younger audiences, teen users are around 10 times more likely to create a note in the app. It stands to reason that they would work well in other contexts as well. What are the original contexts, though? Oh, but I guess you can add notes to user inboxes. Oh yeah, I've noticed that before. I just send a message. I'm confused. I don't get it. Let me know if you get this because I honestly don't get it, but it's being tested. And lastly, Instagram is testing a new peak feature, which is basically their answer to Be Real and Snapchat. So there are these disappearing messages. Your viewer can see it once, they can't see it again. They get a little peek and then they disappear. Instagram hopes that this will encourage more casual, in the moment sharing between friends rather than perfect pose posts. I think a lot of people are wanting that. But you know what? Honestly, I think that Instagram is doing too much. What do you think? I think all of these features, I'm like, what do you want? What do you want us to do? I will say a lot of these newer features feel very aimed at super young people, teens and such, and it makes sense that they're trying to capture that audience, especially with the potential TikTok ban and Be Real kind of fizzling out. And it's a lot though. Speaking of new features, let's take a second for our sponsor, Metricool. You may know Metricool is a sponsor of the Freelance Friday podcast. You can give them a try at the link in the show notes using my code Latasha to get 30 days free on any of their premium plans. And they've got some amazing stuff that they can help you with. Metricool is an all in one social media management tool, and they are constantly releasing new features to save you time and grow your online presence. Some new features that have recently been added to the platform include multi-posting so that you can repurpose your content in seconds to any social media network, an AI generator to help you get inspired and write unique copy. You can view and reply to comments from LinkedIn business pages and YouTube. You can create customized team member roles and approval systems to optimize your workflows. You can schedule TikTok photo carousel posts. That's new. Well, all of this is new, but very exciting. You can also upload a custom cover photo for IG Reels and schedule collaboration posts right within the planner. There are so many new features. They're seriously always coming out with something new and very, very helpful. So if you're a social media manager, if you're an agency owner, if you're a small business owner, if you're a content creator, you should check them out. Use my code Latasha at the link in the show notes to try any of their premium plans for free for 30 days. Oh, and speaking of Metricool, let's go on to Threads really quick. Threads has announced that their API is opening up sometime in June, which is like literally tomorrow. So it's coming very soon. There is not a specific date to my knowledge, but stay tuned. Metricool already has a tab for Threads. They are ready to get that API and to enable you to schedule to Threads. So I am very much anticipating that. It'll be nice. I mean, I'm a little nervous though also about the integrity of Threads. You know, it's so casual and fun right now. And I just know that it's going to get way more business and serious once scheduling comes out. Obviously, the marketer in me loves it, but I do think it's going to get a little bit less in the moment and fun, but we'll see. But anyway, something else that Threads has done recently, people called me out on this on my Instagram, my YouTube video about Instagram recently, where I was like, how do you even measure engagement on Threads? We don't even have analytics. Well, apparently they had just turned on view counts when I had made that video. And yes, they're here. So Threads has added view counts to posts. You can see it in your app at the top of your post. It still doesn't give you a ton of advanced analytics, but you are able to see how many people have seen your posts. And according to Metricool's blog, they said views are important metrics to show users truly how many people are seeing your posts and the app, but it can come off as frustrating for some users. Great insight there. For example, if your post receives 1,500 views, but maybe not a single comment or like, this could frustrate you. This happened to me. I posted a thread the other day, which I just thought was like the funniest thread. I don't even remember what it was. And I just kept seeing that view count number go up. And I was like, wow, I am not funny. Or people just do not get me. Probably I'm just not funny. So it is a little weird. It also just shows, I guess, the power of the Threads algorithm. You kind of don't realize how many people are seeing your stuff, but you know, there's that. It's here. Threads is also rolling out a TweetDeck style redesign to everyone. Adam Mosseri, head of Instagram and Threads, I guess, he said that we're starting to roll out the new threads.net on desktop globally. So you'll be able to customize and personalize what you see. We've got a lot of great ideas, so stay tuned. We've got a screenshot, a little mock up of it. And oh, it looks like it rolled out to me. I just clicked over. And yeah, so basically you can have, let's say, your home feed on the left-hand side. You can have a trending tab in the middle. You could have, what is this? What do they call it? Topic tags. So he's got basketball here. You can pin things and move things around. So you've got this very customized feed. I like it. I think it's cool. Again, I think we're moving way business here. We are going to lose some of these funny, snarky posts, but I'm here for it because I do think Threads is really powerful. And I'm really enjoying the platform. Are you? And say hi to me on there if you are enjoying it. I'm at the Latasha James on Threads. If you're not on Threads or don't really know what I'm talking about, well, it is the alternative to Twitter/X. It came about in July of 2023, and I think it is a real contender. I think we are seeing more and more engagement, more and more community being built on Threads, and kind of the opposite is happening over on good old X since Elon Musk has, taken it over, done what he's doing on it. But he did raise a bunch of money for X. He raised $6 billion in new funding to develop his AI chatbot, Grok. This is a rival to ChatGPT. And yeah, it announced on Sunday that it raised $6 billion, soliciting investments from venture capital giants such as Andreessen Horowitz and Sequoia Capital, as well as Saudi Prince Al Walid bin Talal. As you may remember, as you may recall, Musk was one of the co founders of OpenAI when it was a nonprofit, but he left after losing a power struggle with management. There'll be more in the coming weeks, Elon Musk said. So Grok is grokking, grokking and rolling. Grok is okay. Grok is doing its thing. Also, we can officially stop saying Twitter now. I mean, I think I'll forever call it Twitter, let's be honest, but it's officially over. X has taken over as the social network's new domain, Elon has confirmed. So after months of anticipation and a somewhat chaotic transition, the social network formerly known as Twitter has officially adopted x.com as its primary domain. Typing Twitter into your browser will now redirect to Elon's favored domain, though some users are still experiencing mixed results depending on their browser. Yeah, I think I'm still getting Twitter. Like it still goes just to Twitter. So, I guess, domains do their own things sometimes. But Elon did announce on May 17th, 2024, that all core systems are now on x.com. So it's real. We can stop saying Twitter, but I won't. By the way, did you guys watch the Black Twitter documentary on Hulu? I finally watched it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was just fun. I didn't really learn a ton, but it was a fun little walk down memory lane of the golden days of Twitter. You should check it out if you haven't watched it yet. So we've heard from Elon about X. Let's hear what some of the other CEOs or former CEOs of these tech companies are saying. Jack Dorsey, so he's the founder of Twitter. He left after a while and he moved over to Bluesky, which is one of the potential contenders against Twitter. Well, he quit and he's now back to endorsing Twitter, X. Jack Dorsey has left the board of Bluesky, the decentralized social network he helped start, and encouraged users to remain on his first site, now owned by Elon Musk and called X. Dorsey confirmed he had cut ties with Bluesky on Sunday, telling a user on X that he was no longer on the social network's board. The announcement was apparently unexpected, since Bluesky still listed him as a board member until late on Sunday evening. Dorsey tweeted, "Don't depend on corporations to grant you rights. Defend them yourself using freedom technology. You're on one." So he wrote that on X. So I guess he's endorsing X. Again, I don't really know what this all means. He seems very fickle. He seems very fickle about what he wants to do. I will say that Bluesky needs help. I mean, Bluesky rolled out. I think a lot of us felt very hopeful about it. It felt very promising, and they just really dropped the ball on their launch. Nobody could get in. They had this weird invite system. I was lucky to somehow snag an early invite, but none of my friends were on it. Nobody I wanted to hear from was on it, so I just didn't go on it. They also have been riddled with issues from accessibility to, just other issues. And I just think they dropped the ball. I think they were too slow. They were too late in the game. Meta swooped in. The Reds is winning. And that's where we were at. And I guess Dorsey maybe is realizing that and deciding, do I want to be team Meta or team Elon? And I guess he chose Elon. Now, the YouTube CEO, who, to be honest, ever since Susan left, I don't even know who the YouTube CEO is. What is his name? Neil Mohan. He wrote a guest column for The Hollywood Reporter, and his opinion is that it's time for the Emmys to embrace creators. He said that it's time a creator won an Emmy. You might not expect Mr. Beast to stand on the same stage as Jeremy Allen White, but if you think creators are just recording vlogs from their bedroom, then I have some big news. Creators have writers' rooms, production teams, and business strategies. They're developing programs that's not just popular and relevant, it's breaking boundaries. He goes on to say that creators are defining a new era of entertainment and they deserve the same acclaim as other creative professionals. I agree, and obviously I'm partial because I'm a YouTuber. I'm not trying to win an Emmy. I'm not doing what Mr. Beast is doing. I'm not doing scripted content. I'm not doing fancy things. So we can, take myself out of that. But there are some creators who, like he said, really are. I mean, they've got huge teams. They've got, huge plans, and huge impact. And we've got to put some respect on their names. I don't even watch TV, barely ever. That Twitter documentary was like the first thing I watched on Hulu in weeks or months. I watch YouTube, and I know I'm not the only one. It will be really interesting to see how Hollywood changes, how these legacy institutions like the Emmys, how they change. We've seen big creators get repped by big talent agencies, traditional Hollywood talent agencies, and I think this is the next step. But what do you think? I mean, do you think I'm overhyping YouTubers? Do you think Mr. Beast should win an Emmy? I don't know. Back to Elon, good old Elon. He called LinkedIn cringe and said it will make your toenails curl. So there's that. Apparently, a user named Alex Cohen expressed his dislike for the job search platform and said, I hate LinkedIn with a passion. Elon acquiesced with the user and wrote, LinkedIn is so cringe, it'll make your toenails curl. Um, all right. So I don't really know why this is news. Why am I perpetuating it? Okay, so apparently this is why it's news. I was looking for this piece. This comes as reports claim that Elon is planning to roll out a job search feature that will allow users to find job opportunities directly on the platform. So I think he's trying to break down the value of LinkedIn before he swoops in with an alternative, I guess. Let's go over to LinkedIn. What do they got going on here? Okay, so I talked about this. I did an interview with Michelle J. Raymond. She's awesome. She's got an amazing podcast. I'll link it. I've linked it before, but I'll link it again. We talked about she clued me into this one early that LinkedIn is testing this TikTok-like video feed, and the news sources are writing about it now too. They're testing this short form video feed, which is following the footsteps of so many other apps that are trying to be like TikTok. LinkedIn confirmed to TechCrunch that it's playing around with a video feed, which was first spotted by strategy director Austin Null. In a post on LinkedIn itself, Null showed a demo which looked a lot like that of TikTok or Instagram Reels. It's unclear when the feature is rolling out to a wider LinkedIn community. And they go on to say that LinkedIn's grown its influencer community in recent years with podcasters, career coaches, business owners regularly posting a variety of content on the app and building massive followings. So we'll keep watching that one. I say get your content ready. Get your profiles ready. If you're a content creator, if you're a small business owner, if you're an online business owner, and you're posting content on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, any of the vertical video platforms, create a LinkedIn profile if you don't have one yet. I find LinkedIn to be very valuable as a freelancer for many reasons, but if you don't have one yet, create one. It seems like there is going to be a home for you soon. I get it. A lot of creators feel very not welcome, on that platform because it's so different from Instagram. It's so different from YouTube. It's so different from TikTok, but they're looking to address that. And again, I think, Gen Z are working folks now. They're no longer kids. They are in offices. They're running businesses. And I think LinkedIn gets it that they have to be more welcoming to them. LinkedIn's also testing a premium company page subscription with AI-assisted content creation. So they've quietly started testing another way to boost their revenue, this time with a new service for small and medium businesses. TechCrunch has learned and confirmed that it's working on a new LinkedIn premium company page subscription for fees that appear to be as steep as $99 a month. It'll include AI to write content and new tools to grow follower accounts, among other features to raise the profiles of the company using them. Taken together, premium services are a very big business for the company. In March, the company announced premium user subscriptions grew 25% year on year to $1.7 billion in 2023. So they've had this premium user option, but now they're offering it to businesses. Meta is doing something very similar as well. We didn't talk too much about that, but they are. And I'm curious, do you think that your clients would pay for this? Do you think you as a small business owner would pay for this, for access to, let's say, AI writing and the ability to view recent visitors? What else can you do? Create call to action buttons with contact or website details. Curious. I have worked in corporate marketing, and the big businesses that I worked for, the Fortune 500 companies, they would absolutely pay, $99 a month for this. I think for the small and medium business owners, that's where things get tricky. I personally don't know that I could justify spending that or would want to or would really need that. But I think for those more medium-sized businesses or the large businesses, this is a good way for them to boost their revenue, I suppose. LinkedIn's also testing this shortcut for collaborative articles. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. I'm sure you have if you use LinkedIn. LinkedIn rolled this out maybe sometime last year. There's all these different articles that talk about things, and if you're deemed an expert, or you have on your profile, I guess, that you know about these certain topics, you'll get invited to add your commentary. So, for instance, I'll log on and it'll be like, Latasha, what do you think about the future of social media marketing? And I can go in and I can write my little thoughts on it. And it compiles together for this kind of not AI, but this weird, interesting collaborative article. So they're making it easier to contribute your expertise by adding a button in between the right article and the media button on your LinkedIn profile, or not profile, kind of your main navigation when you log on and go to post something. Previously, you would have to find an article, you'd have to be invited to an article to be able to collaborate. Listen, I think these are cool ways to build up your authority and your thought leadership. I don't think it hurts to let people know what you have to say if you are looking for press, if you're looking to establish yourself as, an influencer or thought leader. I think do these. I have never contributed to them yet. It just hasn't been on my bucket list, but it looks like this is going to make it even easier to do so. And again, I think this will be cool if you are somebody who's starting up a LinkedIn page, getting your short form vertical video ready to start to build authority on that platform even before the video tab rolls out. That's what I've got for today's update. Let me know what you think of these stories and more in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on the podcast platforms, be sure to subscribe. Leave me a rating if you don't mind. And check me out over on Instagram. I'll share some additional stories about the meta AI stuff and some other things that are going on in our artificial world. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.